93 boxing. I'm back with a quick video. Yo, I just heard this news recently, right? And Eddie Hearn. Well, let me read out the statement. Eddie Hearn basically talked about how David Haye needs Tony Bellew badly, and he made a statement. Damn, that's a long ass statement. Tony is up for a rematch, and the biggest thing for him is to get respect in the negotiations that he had to cower to in the first fight. We were given the opportunity to fight Haye in a deal that Tony didn't believe was fair, but ultimately I convinced him. We were glad we took that fight, but there were elements and aspects of the deal that were condescending. Very simply, Tony now wants the flip of that deal. He wants what David Haye had last time, and vice versa. You know, before I go further, right? In a way, it's understandable. You were the B side. Whether you have a title or no title, it makes no difference, because it's about mainly the money and the hype. A title can play a part, but title is the hype, right? So, Tony Bellew was the B side. He got a deal which I'm fairly sure was fair, because, look, Canelo barely got anything against Floyd Mayweather compared to what Floyd got. But you're not going to say that it was unfair. I mean, he didn't complain. Tony Bellew shouldn't complain either. But you know, he took the fight. And when you beat the person, now you can demand for more money. Now you can be the A side, right? So I like that. Because unlike Triple G, Tony Bellew at least went with it. Triple G's a bum hype. All he does is fight bums. Fucking hype job. And you know, but the thing is about the David Haye Tony Bellew thing is it's true, like to a certain extent. David Haye does, after what he said in the post-fight press conference, or rather not the press conference, in the ring right after the fight. Yeah, David Haye desperately needs Tony Bellew because he wants to beat Tony Bellew, right? You got that loss against Tony Bellew, you want to beat him. But I feel like Eddie Hearn, when he gave the fight to Tony Bellew, I feel like he knew Tony Bellew was going to lose. He just sort of did it for the money. And now he's just ecstatic that Tony Bellew won. Obviously due to the fucked up leg. You know, people try to say, oh, you have to give credit where credit is due. But credit is not due here, because why would you give Tony Bellew all the credit? I don't get it. Like, if I fought Muhammad Ali, right? He looked better than I thought, by the way, Tony Bellew, but that doesn't mean that he would have beat David Haye. David Haye was actually beating him, considering that he has he was doing alright. David Haye was doing alright, considering that he had one fucked up leg. The thing is, like, if I fought Muhammad Ali 5 months before he passed away in a boxing match, I would have Muhammad Ali on my resume. But would you give me credit? If you don't give me credit, then why would you give Tony Bellew credit for beating David Haye? Anyone can be fucked up, man. Like, this is the thing people don't realize. Like, anyone can have an injury. Anyone can be fucked up. Just because you beat that person doesn't mean that, you know, you would beat him if they were not fucked up. And that's something I don't get about people, man. Tony Bellew, to me, to be honest, is like it's kind of funny because what the fuck, but he's one of the luckiest people in boxing. This guy, I guarantee you, right? He's talking about he's the man. He's the, you know, in front of Deontay Wilder, in front of everyone. He's the man. He did this. He did that. He wouldn't fight no Deontay Wilder. Or at least he wouldn't want to. Name me another heavyweight that's actually looking to fight. Because I feel like, yeah, David Haye does need Tony Bellew, but I feel like Tony Bellew might need David Haye as well. I mean, who else is Tony Bellew going to fight? I mean, they might fight Joseph Parker, but Joseph Parker and all that. I mean, yeah, he might fight him, but Joseph Parker might beat him still. I feel like Dylan White has a chance of beating him, although White might be a bit slow, but I feel like these heavyweights, he has no chance against any top heavyweight. Luis Ortiz, he hasn't got a chance. Anthony Joshua, he said he ain't got a chance. He's talking all that shit about Deontay Wilder to be a buffer between Joshua and Wilder fight, but he won't fight no Deontay Wilder, man. He won't fight no top heavyweights. He might fight Joseph Parker, but because that's like, it's a high risk, but it's also a very high reward because I think, got a world title, right? So, yeah. So this Tony Bellew is not gonna fight any top heavyweights. He built his name off David Haye, and I feel like he would have a chance against David Haye. I mean, compared to the rest, because of the, like, these days heavyweights are really tall and big, and because of the size advantage and stuff, I think the Joshua Wilder, it'd be a more reasonable option against David Haye. And against David Haye, David Haye will probably be a bit desperate to try and get that, because he got a loss against Tony Bellew, who just stepped up to heavyweight, right? I'm fairly sure he wants to redeem that. And I'm fairly sure this time, as Tony Bellew says, or Eddie Hearn says, this time, by the way, Eddie Hearn says that Tony Bellew will accept the fight if David Haye accepts the same type of offer that he gave Tony Bellew to accept. Which is fine. Which means that Tony Bellew can make a huge amount of money from David Haye. It will still be a big fight, because it's his names, right? But it's kind of funny, man. Tony Bellew kind of fell through the cracks and just sort of whatever in it, and now he's like in Sky Sports talking all that shit. Eddie Hearn never mentioned Deontay Wilder for Anthony Joshua, never. It's all, and he mentioned Tony Bellew, Deontay Wilder, but he couldn't mention Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Tony Bellew is mentioned with Deontay Wilder, but he ain't gonna fight no Deontay Wilder. Unless it's time for Joshua to fight Wilder, and then Eddie Hearn's just gonna put Tony Bellew against Wilder, just like, yeah, whatever. He might not give a shit about Tony Bellew. He might not give a shit. At the end of the day, let me sum it up. The way I see it, Tony Bellew beat David Haye because David Haye was fucked up. Tony Bellew was getting hurt against David Haye, even when David Haye's fucked up. David Haye showed mad heart. People do underrate David Haye. People don't give David Haye enough credit. I feel like he's done alright in his boxing career. I feel like Tony Bellew's getting too much credit, and if he keeps trying to fight all these top fighters at heavyweight, he's gonna get fucked up real soon. Let me know what you think. 93 Boxing.